Me, I got gold, I got pearl, but the light, it's a flight, mental palace from this world, and your girls, my slut, bust her up, no pun intended, I make words and sigils, but when I go out, all I wanna do is sing this shit. Every time I'm in my spaceship, I tell God. Every time I'm in my spaceship, I tell God. Every time I'm in my spaceship, I tell God. Every time I'm in my spaceship, I tell God. Hey, look, as a kid I hated school and hated the rules. I was smart, but the teachers hated me as a fool. And that a bitch told me I won't be shit. Look, they was right. Technically, I ain't shit. Not from this world, I got gadgets in my palace. My bitch mixing up the potion and she threw it in the ocean for her very own motion pictures. Look, fuck Disney and that chimney man, all they perverts. Every time I'm in my spaceship, I tell God. Every time I'm in my spaceship, I tell God. Every time I'm in my spaceship, I tell God. Every time I'm in my spaceship, I tell God. Hey, what it do with y'all? You know what I'm saying? So shit like that, motherfucker. You already know the fuck going ass that shit. Man, listen. We got this Mercury direct energy. So for starters, right? It's like whether it's like what can you do to what can you offer right now in this world? Like, wait, give me a second. Let me do something real quick. Damn. Thought left some. Anyway, so yeah, it's kind of like what can you offer in this world and shit like that, right? So it's like we all going through shit where it's like, and I'm gonna make this. It's gonna be a quick live stream because like I'm trying to upload some music to like all platforms because I already uploaded like 8 songs and I'm trying to get like all correlated and shit like that. But yeah, with this Mercury retrograde energy, it's like what can you do to offer? Like what can you offer to like the universe? You know what I'm saying? And it's like depending on how quick you are with it, how fast you are with it, is how fast you'll see your manifestations. Like, so I got a YouTube video already out with the Mercury retrograde and shit like that. No, not retrograde. Well, yeah, direct. But you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I want to make a live stream about it, so like y'all can get the bigger picture of it. So it's like in a whole nutshell, right? It's kind of like what kind of intellect, what kind of logic, what kind of behavior you can show and put out to the universe and understand like and show out like your skills and talents and shit like that. And it's like it's deep because it's like a lot of times we don't like it's we don't know what our certain skill or talent would be in a way or what we have to offer. But I'm gonna tell you right now, we all have something to offer. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be anything in general, like we all have something that we can like offer and like you know what I'm saying? Like just do out and put out in the world, in the universe and shit like that. So it's all about that in a way. You know what I'm saying? And I got like so that's why I started a little bit early with my little energies. I started back when uh uh you know what I'm saying, it started happening. Like the Mercury direct energy started happening. I started like back with that shit. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? I kind of started early. You know what I'm saying? Even with the mixtape I put out, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to put it right in energy so it can be right in there. So at least I know I put something out in the universe and shit like that. And it's like in the whole totality, in the whole mix, it's like it's like let me see. It's like just it's like what you can offer in a way and what you can do and what you can and what you can value and what you can plant your seeds in and shit like that and things of that nature. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the moon is going into Sagittarius. Let me shut that shit off.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Man, shut the fuck up. Shut your bitch ass up. Yeah, and maybe I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we are going through this. We're going to have a new moon in Sagittarius, if I'm correct. So I make sure. Might be wrong. I might be wrong. Okay, no, we are currently in Sagittarius. So I think we're gonna have a full moon in yeah, we so all right. So I said full moon. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But it's like yeah. So with the moon being in Sagittarius too, it's like what kind of wisdom and knowledge can you put out in the world too? And then with this Mercury direct energy, it's like how can you intellect that in a way? How can you bring that shape and form down here and put it out in the world, in the universe and shit like that? And then that's the whole idea of it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like whatever, however however you got going on with it, it's like make sure you're consistent with it too. It's shit like that. Because if you're not consistent with it, then you're not gonna have although you're not gonna have like product, or you're not gonna have like seniority or sincere, or you know what I'm saying, in certain ways how you do your everyday, your 1-2 and shit like that. So it's like depending on how you do it, it's kind of like make sure you do it in a way of like like nourish that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like if you don't nourish that, then you're not gonna have other ways and other things on how to do it. Y'all get what I'm trying to say? Like it's deep, but I'm trying to help y'all out so y'all can kind of get with me and shit like that. Like we should all be on this type of timing where it's like we all have we already have a certain way of how to go upon things in our everyday life. You know what I'm saying? Because once we got that going on, then we can already create be on some other shit out in the world, out in the real world. Because like we all going through everyday shit in general, right? And it's like however you can pick that up in a way, pick that pace up, whatever it is you're doing, you can actually have better ways and better transitions. Like when you're going with the alignments in the sky and the planets, you can have better outcomes and better ways on how to go upon your shit in your everyday life, right? And and also when you do that, right, it's kind of like you're also showing God in the universe, especially the universe, because you know what I'm saying the universe is like part of your creation. So it's like you gotta cherish that. If you're a man, you gotta cherish that bitch. If you're a female, you gotta cherish that homie cheese, that homie slice, or that whack and tacker. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So cherish that person, and however, just like let them know how you want it. Let them know how you expect it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be like don't be timid with it. You know what I'm saying? Be direct with it. No puns intended, but puns intended, right? Puns intended, right? Even especially with this Mercury direct energy, it's kind of putting us in a way where we have to be direct in the way we push out our shit. Right? You know what I'm saying? Push out our everyday activities and our platforms and things we're going through in our life. Because like if you're not doing that in a way, it's like you're not gonna be riding the wave. You know what I'm saying? And it's about I think 2 days or a day and a half. We should be out of this Mercury direct energy in a totality, and we should be already in a new phase. You know what I'm saying? A new outcome in our life, especially with the sun being in Capricorn, right? With the sun being in Capricorn, it's kind of like we all gotta be like even my I'm gonna hang myself in a cross. My south node is in Capricorn, so it's kind of like that's kind of why I've been getting with this, and also with Uranus and Taurus. Like my sun sign is in Taurus, right? So I'm kind of already in the loop in a way. Like I kind of started early, so I can kind of get the ball rolling for what I got going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like if depending if you're a higher octave or octave Taurus, you know what I'm saying, that's how it's going to play out in your life. Like let's say you have family or friends or associates or co-workers or whatever that are low octave Taurus. You can tell because like a low octave Taurus would be about doing would they would be doing their shit, but they'll be doing their shit in their own simple little, like they'll be doing their shit in a inconsistent way. Like the thing about all Taurus is they'll be consistent, but they'll be consistent in a stubborn way, like in a practical way, in a grounded way, in a way where where you can't actually see what, like for example, like let's say I'm gonna put it like this: a low octave Taurus would be doing their shit, like they'd be doing their shit in a how I say this, in a not practical way. Yeah, that's kind of the best way I can come up, in a non-practical way. Because, like, for example, let's say like you're working with a low octave Taurus, and they're doing the dishes, and let's say you work in a food restaurant, they're doing the dishes. They'll be the type of Taurus that, like, they'll probably be on their phone. They'll probably go doing the dishes, like take the shit off, go back on their phone. Like if they got their AirPods in or headphones in, they probably like they can't be stuck in an actual way of seeing things, like in an actual energy wave, in an actual current of events. You know what I'm saying? They'll be all over the place. Now let's say if they're a high octave Taurus. Now high octave Taurus, they'll be doing their shit in a, not only will they be doing their shit in a practical way, but they'll be doing their shit in a consistent way. And also they'd also be like they put certain like clothing together. Like for example, like they put certain, like they probably, and it's not all, but this is a lot, but they probably fold certain clothes together and have their own shit where they keep it together. They'll probably keep their shoes connected together, keep it together in the corner, like you know what I'm saying, in a place where you know what I'm saying, they probably have ways on how to make money in all types of mysterious ways, because they're already and that's why they say like Taurus love money, but it's not really like that. It's kind of like Taurus is just since it's a Venus sign, since it's like it's the second house too. It's kind of like how you can relate your love, and that's your love. That's the daytime of Venus too. No, that's the nighttime of Venus. I'm tripping. Daytime is Libra. I mean, so that's the seventh house. That's the daytime. Nighttime is the second house. Daytime is the seventh house. So yeah, so it's kind of like that. So they'll that's why, and also that's why they like to they also like to dwell, how I say, what's the word I'm looking for? Damn. It's a certain word. Not, it's like when they do something for a long time. Damn, I can't think of it right now. But if y'all might, if I hope y'all trying to understand what I'm trying. If y'all, I hope y'all get it. But it's kind of like they are they are, man, I can't think of the word. It's like they dwell on their whatever they got going on. Like they dwell on it. I don't know why I can't think of it, and it's gonna make you mad because once the video once I'm done with this live, I'm gonna remember. I'm gonna go, oh, what the fuck? But yeah, so they also like to be like dwell on their little things they got going on, and they also like being like so they be stubborn too. Don't get it fucked up, because like I be stubborn. I know when I be stubborn too and shit like that. But I know how to see it, because I'm beyond the actual astrology. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand the actual, like what the whole totality of air and earth and fire and water is. Like air would be cold, earth will be dry. You know what I'm saying? Fire will be hot, water will be wet. So that's like the whole totality of seeing the actual perspective of where astrology actually comes from in the whole in general. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, but with this Mercury, the Mercury direct, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it's like what do you got, what can you offer, what can you put out in the world, what can you like end, like what can you end something that you've been doing that wasn't like wasn't the right way and how to go upon things, and you notice deep down inside, like, right? So it's like you either going through something that you know deep down in your heart that is not practical, or that's not like the mind wise, or Gemini wise, because you know what I'm saying, Mercury's not Gemini, but you know what I'm trying to say, motherfucking like logical wise, air like wise, you know, air wise, you know what I'm saying. If you're not going through shit where you're communicating with the universe, or communicating with other people, or putting shit out in general, letting people know your ideas, your gifts, your talents, your all that shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, also don't be like don't be like lazy too. This is like a time you shouldn't be lazy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because once the Mercury gets out of this direct energy, it's gonna be a time where people start jumping on the things that they should have already probably. And I probably shouldn't say they should have actually started it, because we all have our own times on when we start doing our little 1-2 and shit like that. But what I'm trying to get at is that what I'm trying to say is that we all have something that we do in general that it's not like the everyday Joe or the everyday average Joe of how we see other people doing what they got going on, right? So it's kind of like when you do something, make sure it's not practical. Make sure it's logical. You know what I'm saying? Because when it's logical, you actually have a way on how you can separate the sheeps from the poodles. You know what I'm saying? You have a way how you can separate the dogs from the kitty cats. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So you have a broad way on how to see the shit in general. Because when you see the things in general, the whole point is to have a good like a good generality in your everyday shit. And with that being said, it's kind of like get that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like get that shit happening. You know what I'm saying? Get that shit popping. You know what I'm saying? Get your shit, get your box lit. You know what I'm saying? However you do it, just get your shit happening. You know what I'm saying? Get that shit correlating. Because when you get that shit correlating in the shit and in the esoteric machinery. I said that right, machinery. Man, these words is flunked out, bro. I can't. These words, I be like, sometimes I be thinking like, man, these words in general were just like they just came up with these words just to say it. Like it's crazy, but machinery. I thought like missionary. What the fuck? Machine. I don't know what the fuck. Machinery. Whatever the fuck you call it. Like get your esoteric spiritual machine going. Like when you start correlating your shit, you got like a coil system, and then you can start creating all types of shapes and forms and all types of esoteric gold and things like that. Because and then you can bring down new ideas and new actual ways and how to see shit in life. You know what I'm saying? And also it's kind of like I would kind of I also came with this conclusion, not conclusion, but because like I was talking with God and like so this is something I already knew, but I also realized like it's like it's like when you're with a woman, and I'm talking about the mind first, but it can play out down here too, right? And you're in a house system, right? Like you're the man, the thought, and the woman, the feeling, the emotion, right? And you and and that female will play out as the house, that man will play out as the sun, the star, whatever, right? It's like the way you the way you the way you can actually get that woman lit or whatever like that is to create the idea in your mind that she's already valid, that she's already lit, that she already has it under control. Even if she doesn't really have it under control, you gotta create that actual mindset, that you gotta spark that idea that she's on her way, like she's on a good path. Cause it's like if you're not if you're coming out if you're coming in with a weak man, like a weak logic, a weak idea, and then it goes in the beta, like the alpha goes in the beta, the star, right? Then y'all can't like the kids that come from uh that mindset is all dubs. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They're all duds. You know, so it's kind of like they're all like dud seeds. Like they ain't shit. Like so it's kind of like depending on how powerful you can create your mentality or your star. Like, all right, let me bring it down to the 3D so y'all can understand what I'm trying to say. Let's say you're with a girl, right? And y'all live together, right? Right? Y'all don't have any kids yet, nothing, right? Let's say you're with this female, right? And all right, so all by default, you being with her, you already have it in your mind that she's valid, she's important, she's you know what I'm saying, she's like and when I say I'm talking to the men right now, it's like because it's kind of like when you have that in your mind, subconsciously the day plays out as she's already like fucking with your vibe, your energy, like your presence. because what you're doing is like you're creating a foundation just by having that idea. And she'll be doing shit that you probably wouldn't even suspect her to be doing for you, just because you gave her a simple. It can be a simple compliment, like, "Oh, you look beautiful today, sweetheart," or You look beautiful today, honey," or, you know what I'm saying, You know what I'm saying, or, like, you know what I'm saying, all that shit. It's like you don't know how much that charges a female, because then that's like, even if she's going through the worst, the worst of worst things, like she can be cleaning like the house at a moment. She can be, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like like be the divine feminine and the divine masculine, male or female. Because when you're in those energies, by you being the divine masculine, you put out that idea out for her. And depending if she is a divine feminine, she should be able to receive that emotion, not emotion, you receive that idea and lay in that pool, then lay in that wave, lay in that ocean, whatever, however, because it's fire, then it goes into water, and lay in that pool, whether it be a hot tub, a pool, whatever. Let her be in it, right? And when she's in it, right, then she creates that divine masculine for you. Then you have to be the divine feminine and know how to direct her divine masculine in the area at the area that that little pool, whatever you created for her, will go far. Then that's how she like supports your idea. You know, y'all trying. So it's like that's how she supports your like mentality, your star, whatever idea you came up in your mind with, whatever it is, she can support that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like there's no divine feminine in this world right now, so it's kind of like it's fucked up, because like we can't get in that energy, because like all these females want to be little boys, little boys, little boys. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, it's like, but if that was a thing, right? It's kind of like we have to be like that. It's like you have to be like that, because when you're like that, you have different ways and different perspectives and different like it's like you're already doing shit in the esoteric realm and the spiritual realm. You know what I'm saying? And then with that being said, it's kind of like you already like you can then y'all will stop manifesting shit like that. Y'all will start creating gold like that, sulfur, all that shit. Y'all will start like doing some other shit like, and then you realize that then you'll realize that the certain things you be going through in your life, it don't even be you two, it be God. It be something that God be doing for y'all, and that something that you just gotta accept being God's child. You know what I'm saying? And then with that being said, you already going through life with a better outcome, with a better point of view, with a better way of living. Nope. You know what I'm saying? You're being direct with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like that's the whole point of this whole thing, because when you're direct with it, then you don't cut corners and go through other little loops. Like in the esoteric realm, when you like, all right, for example, in the esoteric realm, when you try to cut corners and go through little loops and loops and loops and loops and loops, it plays out that whatever you're doing up there, down here it'll take slower for you to try to get to an actual situation, or an actual shit that you're trying to manifest in your life, or an actual like thing that you know you can do. But since you're being selfish up there, since you're trying to cut through corners, cut through other shit, go through other shit, it's like you're not even doing the right thing. Like you're not even doing your witchcraft the right way, right? Now, let's say you're in the spiritual realm, you're being direct with your shit. You're just going head first, you know what I'm saying, like a bull or like a ram, or like a bear or whatever, like head first. You're knocking through all this shit, all the buildings, all this shit, right? When you do that, you are down here, it plays out with you manifesting shit, or with you getting something even quicker, or with you having better ways on how to see outcomes or see shit in your life. So now you're in a space of you already have a better view and better perspective and better better way of how to see shit. And when you're like that, that's the whole point, because now you have a better way on how to go upon your everyday situations in life. And then that's the whole point of this whole Mercury. It's kind of like this whole point of this little I call it Mercurian direct. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how we say Plutotarian and shit like that. I kind of came up with the idea of Mercurian, because then Thoth, because then we know Mercurian. You know, so we know Mercury can be a Karen sometimes, and with Mercury being a Karen sometimes, you know, like it's kind of like because Mercury be all over the place. We see Mercury it be on the fridge. That little bastard be all on the stove, touching shit, jumping on, like it be all like it'd be crazy. Like nigga, my Mercury be that nigga be crazy, dude. I think that little kid be all over the place. Like it be going to places that I don't even support. Like I don't even want to be. You know what I'm saying? So I be seeing shit that I don't even be wanting, and I be coming to conclusions like, damn, it's like it must be like the way I kind of like with my angelic mind. When I go down to my people, go down to my body, my minds, you know what I'm saying? When I go down there, I be saying, like, I be trying to let them know, like, man, calm the fuck down. Like, nigga, we ain't, it's like, we not supposed to be like doing it like that. Like when you do your shit, do it like God, because I gotta bring God down there to my people and let them know how they do, like how to do their everyday shit and how they go upon their one too. Like all these cats be confused. I mean, not all of them, but like some of them. Like I'm working with them though. Don't get. I'm down there right now. Like when I'm talking to you, it's like I'm talking to the world and I'm talking to them too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like weird. So it's like with that being said, it's like with nigga be all over the. I swear, like nigga, like. This cat was man, it was like but big ass mansion place that I don't even know. I know now this cat was at the motherfucking nigga what's the what you call it, because this cat be having like many wings and shit. This cat was on the thing looking at people, like looking at what people were doing. That I'm like, what the fuck, like nigga, I'm not trying to be in that little. I'm not. Mac, what's up, Mac? Yo, what's up, Mac? Dank Soul Group, Subconscious Community. What's up, man? But this cat was in the corner looking down at motherfucking people doing shit. I'm like, nigga, nigga, I'm not a part of this. So, and then I was trying to like misdirect, like move him to go this way, like to go to to. You know what I'm saying? But it was fucked up. Like then I had to give him a whooping. Like, don't do that the next time. It's a kid. So don't do that next time. I gotta let it know, like my Mercury tethering cord, it'd be all over the place sometimes. So you gotta like sometimes you gotta talk to your people like that. Your people be your blood cells, your thoughts, your feelings, all this shit. You gotta talk to your people like, and you gotta treat them like slaves sometimes. Like make them like let them know on how to go upon their shit, like how to you know what I'm saying, like how to do stuff. Because then you're creating an actual general principality, you know what I'm saying, for all of them, including the females, the women, you know what I'm saying. So it's kind of like you got to be on that type of timing and shit like that. So it's kind of like that's the whole purpose and that's the whole point of this whole little Mercury direct energy. And then I want to make this a little quick today because I got post all my music. I posted 9 so far, so I got to post the rest of the music on my United Master and so Spotify and Apple Music. But you know what I'm saying, I appreciate all y'all that came through. Mac, thanks, shout you out, bro. Shout all y'all out who came in this bitch. Motherfucking Jet Spark Star Power. We out in this motherfucking, and I love and appreciate all you guys from the bottom of my motherfucking heart. Thank you for watching. And I don't know how the fuck do I don't even know how the fuck. Oh, I'm tripping. I'm tripping.